In 1994, on the southern shores of Lake Ontario, residents were treated to a perfectly centered solar eclipse. For some reason, most do not consider this a real solar eclipse because of the circumstances of the relative positions of the Earth, Sun, and Moon. From Earth, the Sun and the Moon look almost exactly the same size to anyone or anything viewing the heavens from the surface of the Earth. The Sun is much bigger than the Moon, but the observed size is called the apparent size. Because the motions of the Earth and the Moon around the Sun are not perfect circles, sometimes the Moon looks a little bigger than the Sun, sometimes the Sun looks a little bigger than the Moon, and sometimes they look exactly the same. On this day in 1994, the Moon looked smaller than the Sun. When this perfect eclipse happened, the Moon got in the way of our view of the Sun, and you could tell that the Sun looked bigger. For some reason, people do not think this is nearly as noteworthy as when the exact same thing happens and the Moon blocks out all of the Sun's light. A solar eclipse when the Sun is notably bigger is called an annular solar eclipse, and when the Moon looks bigger, it is called a total solar eclipse. On May 10, 1994, we were treated to an annular solar eclipse. I remember it as a day full of events. First, it was my sister's birthday. Second, we had just fixed up a house, and some potential renters came by to look at it. They brought with them their 130-pound dog. Our Maine Coon cat promptly beat the dog up and sent him whimpering away back to his car. It was quite a sight. The people didn't end up renting the house. Lastly, after the eclipse, later in the day, I was flying to California to visit a good friend. With all the things going on, in my view, the coolest things that day were the patterns we saw on the ground during the eclipse. All over the ground were images of the eclipsed Sun in the sky. In 2017, I noticed many people using pinhole contraptions, usually some type of cardboard boxes, to view the total solar eclipse as it was happening on August 21st. The physics of it, I believe, is that a pinhole in a thin piece of material acts as a lens that can create an image of the Sun in the sky on a flat surface. The images we saw on the ground were images of the eclipsed Sun projected by a large number of pinholes made by the openings between the leaves and needles of the overhead trees. What a treat to see this show in 1994 without expecting it or understanding it. In 2017, it was a treat to see them again on the same piece of pavement at our house. On the timescale of the universe, these events were separated by an imperceptibly small bit of time. For me, the first time I saw these patterns, I was unmarried and had no children. The second time, I had a family with 3 children, with 1 in college. To me, it seemed like a lot had happened in between these eclipses. I wonder what the universe thought. Thanks for watching.